Hi, this is Shashwat documenting my week 2 with The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. There's a 12-week challenge inside this book, and you're supposed to have a check in at the end of each week with yourself. This is my documentation of how I'm feeling at the end of the second week. Little context about this book. It helps people with their creative journey, with their creative spirituality, opening up, letting go of your fears, a whole bunch of things. And it's been cited by a lot of artists, a lot of creative people worldwide as having opening them up. Most recently by Doji. I mean, she didn't talk about it, but I recently saw her videos of like doing this throughout the 12 weeks. She has been documenting every week. And people say it's a major, it's a major like factor in her recent success. So I'm also trying to do it the same way. And yeah, I made a video last week, week 1, and that was all about creative month. By the way, is this tracking working on this thing? Is it? Is this working? Oh, yes, it is working. Yeah, see, there we go. Okay, I'm gonna make use of this, but I'm kind of limited by this thing here. Yeah, but that's okay. So, in week 1, we talked about like recovering a sense of your safety. Like, your first job is to first feel safe in your body, in your creativity, the way you are. So that was all about that. In the first week, I talked about my creative monsters which hold me down. It's tracking me, right? Oh, I don't know. So yeah, that was week 1. Like very introspective, very nice. You should check that out. This week, it's about inculcating a sense of identity in yourself, recovering that sense of identity, and most importantly, how do you recover a sense of identity? It's when you do things that you like. It's when you spend time on doing things that you like, and the more time you spend, the better, like a more stronger identity you have. So major chunk of this week entailed having an autonomy of your time. You are in control of your time. You are doing the things that you like. You're not forcefully doing something. There's an intention behind things. So that was the whole aim of this week. And there were some techniques that Julia Auntie gave us to figure out how you can do that. Like first of all, how can you figure out what you like doing? So one way of doing this was like this. Okay, I'm gonna have to do this with one hand because I'm holding a mic in the other hand. But one is like draw a series of concentric circles, one, two, three concentric circles, and in the innermost circle, put the things which mean the most to you, which you like doing the most. Second, third, and basically in the outer circle, put things which you hate doing, which you don't want to do. I drew squares, but as you can see, I have put in a bunch of things here and there. So this thing, first of all, allowed me to understand what means something to me, what sort of means something to me, and which definitely does not mean something to me. So this was a way of figuring out what do I want to spend my time on. So for instance, in the inner circle, I don't want to like show everything, but some of the things that I have written here are say morning pages. So morning pages is the morning journal that you do as part of this book. It's like meeting new people. It's like using the Elevate app for brain training and like memory games and all those sorts of things. It's spending time with Shubhi, my sister, on the phone. She's away, but I do like talking to her. It's spending time with Kritika, my lovely, beautiful girlfriend. It's having new food, new sorts of food, new cuisines, trying all those things every other week. It's reading this book that I'm currently reading called Bastard of Istanbul by Elif Shafak. Reading this and a whole bunch of other things. A lot of things in the inner circle. And also like working on video essays. This is sort of a video essay, I would say, not really a planned one, very impromptu, but working and researching on my video essays is something that I love doing also. And then in the outer circle, and also one really important thing, spending time with my boys, playing Elden Ring, playing games online, my friends Sankalp Madhav. Obviously, that means the world to me also. In the outer circle, there's things which I don't want to do, but which I end up spending a lot of time on. Say, like my body dysmorphia, like just feeling pathetic, shitty. I don't know if that's an activity instead of a feeling which you just have, but yeah, too many unhealthy amounts of time spent on that. Reading international news, fuck that shit. I don't know why, like the global news, it plays on to your negativity, the things that you hate seeing, and somehow you want to keep seeing more of because you feel like you have a stake on those things and you want to be informed. And I think I do that too much. And it's like ekdam in the outermost circle. See, international news. I want to stay off of it. I don't want to see it, but as you'll find out, I did a lot. Doom scrolling is spending time on Google Maps. I don't know if you've ever heard anyone do this, but yes, I tend to do this a lot. I doom scroll on Google Maps. I spend unhealthy amounts of time on Google Maps just looking at satellite images. Now, some people might say, "Oh, Shashwat, that's so cool, that's so unique, that's so quirky." Yes, maybe, but when it becomes a hindrance in your daily productivity, I think that's when you understand. Okay, this is not doing me any good. I'm not deriving pleasure out of it. I'm feeling shitty at the end of this activity. Why do I want to keep doing this? So yeah, one way of finding out what you want to do, what you don't want to do, is this. And also, I have hidden this name, but I don't like seeing this friend. I don't like talking to this friend. He's this comically rich person who has like the most expensive car in the world, the most expensive toys in the world, and is at the top of the world. And I have no common ground with him, bro. Like I don't know what to talk to him about. And every time I hang out with him, it makes me feel shitty. I don't want to do that, even if he's reaching out to me. So one way of doing finding out your intentions is this. The other way is just like randomly listing things, just brainstorming and listing things. So a couple of things that I listed was watching movies, strumming guitar by myself, making breakfast, yoga, dancing alone, roaming around Kurmanchal, my nanny's, like the area in which my nanny lives in, shubbi ke saath masti, cycling, editing a personal reel, talking to interesting new people, watching an interesting new creator, like coming across someone new on YouTube. I'm trying new food and sit and just read and read and read and read and read. Now, what Julia auntie wanted me to do, is put a sort of time against each one of these activities to see when was the last time I did that. So watching movies, I did that a month ago. I keep doing that. But say something like roaming around Kurmanchal, I haven't done that in 2 to 3 years. And exploring and making new art forms, I haven't picked up a new art form in 5 years. The last time I probably did that was when I sound designed a whole audio drama for Spotify. But I haven't, that was a whole different realm. I was stereo mixing and I was doing all sorts of crazy things, and that was really fun. It was for a college project. But I haven't picked up a new art form for a really long time since then. And then there's things like sit and just read and read and read. It's been forever since I've done that. Yeah, there were days when I was growing up, especially for certain books, when I just you get lost in that book. You just read that whole day. You're lying around the room, you're lying around the kitchen, you're sitting on the toilet and you're reading that book. I miss doing that. I haven't done that in forever. And I haven't played my guitar in a while also. So some things that I wanted to so not all of these, but Julia auntie suggested pick 2-3 activities from these, especially the ones which you haven't done in the longest time, and then make it a goal for this week. Similarly, for that concentric squares, I don't know if you can call squares concentric, but she said pick 1 or 2 things from them and try. And one another way of doing that, one another technique of doing finding out that intentionality was these. Hang on, let me see if I can find that. I have bookmarked it. Yeah, drawing a life pie. So if you see this, you basically narrow down your life to 5-6 important areas where you want to work in. So for me, it was play, work, friends and families, romance, health, and queerness. Okay, yeah, big surprise, I'm queer. But you're supposed to plot each one of them on a scale of center to the outer perimeter to see where you rank yourself in each one of those. Okay. So in the play aspect, I've managed to work on the most because I'm doing this work, these challenges, and it's managed to bring out my creativity, my inner child a little. It's allowed me to feel a lot more safe. But everything else has gone for a toss, like it has for a really long time. And especially some things are critically ignored, like my health and how in touch with my queerness do I feel. Okay. So not really nice. But at least I know what I'm missing out on, what I like doing, okay? So the point of this week was to narrow down these things, pick 4 or 5 things from this and do them. And how many of these did I did? Nothing. I wasn't able to take autonomy of my time. I did the basics. I didn't feel like the basics. The basics entails journaling for 1 to 1.5 hours every morning in this book. Going for a weekly artist date. I did go out and try some new kinds of food. I went to Dastar Khan, the Tulsi Theatre with Dastar Khan in Lucknow, and I had some amazing chicken masala there with Mughlai paratha and mutton kebab there. It was amazing. So I did do the basic things that this book absolutely requires you to do, but everything else, like taking charge of that time, taking autonomy of your time, that went for a toss. I wasn't able to, and I feel awful. Let me just, I think now is a good point to sit and like talk about that. Because I feel awful. Like I don't know why it's so hard. Like so one of the challenges that were, one of the things that was required, that you were required to do in this week, was see how much time you're spending in each day, right? So I broke down my day, and out of like say my 16, 17 hours of waking up, I was spending less than half of it intentionally. Now, I'm not even talking about productivity or doing meaningful work or like working out. Oh wow, the lights just, wow. Okay, cool. The lights are back on. So I spend less than 50% of my time intentionally, and that intentionality doesn't even include productivity and like really hardcore working on like studying or finding a new job or whatever. Just intentional things. If I want to talk to my mom, I'm doing that. If I'm working out, I'm doing that. If I want to spend time on the phone scrolling, I'm doing that. But operating with an intention, even taking all of that into account, I was able to do less than 50% of my day intentionally, consistently. 40%, 44%, 47%. Horrible. Horrible. I think ideally it should be at least 60 to 70%. The rest 20, 30%, yeah, can be like other things. So can be like eating meals or like bathing or like whatever, time wasted. But at least 60 to 70% of your day should be intentional, is what I feel. Not a rule established by Julia Auntie. Damn, I'm out of breath a little. But I wasn't able to. And I failed at it. And I feel awful. I was supposed to do a couple of things. I was supposed to make a Sunday morning breakfast. I was supposed to do something for Kritika. I was supposed to watch a foreign language movie, which I haven't in a really long time. I feel like wasn't able to do any of that, and I feel awful. But why? Why did that happen? So I've been thinking about that. I've obviously, the journaling helps in that. Journaling really, really helps in that. And I figured it's because of my fears. Okay, that's the root cause of everything. That's the root cause of all of my blocked creativity. It's these constant fears, these voices in my head which are like really blocking my creativity. So what do I mean by that? It's fear of the unknown. It's fear of failure or rejection. It's fear of embarrassment. It's fear of not making it, fear of the future. Obviously, everyone has it. It's fear of exhaustion. It's fear of having too little time. It's fear of hard work. It's fear of boredom. It's fear of disappointing others. While I'm not actively thinking about these things all the time, but somewhere they are in the back of my head, and they become a very major hindrance when I'm trying to do something intentionally. Because even something as simple as picking up a book and reading it for like 2-3 hours becomes really hard because you're thinking about all sorts of other things. I haven't read in a really long time, so I'm thinking, okay, will I be bored while reading this? Will I be like, will I start checking my phone? A whole bunch of other things, they just like start happening. And like then what happens is I end up sticking to familiar sadness. The familiar kind of sadness, okay? Doom scrolling on your phone, just watching random like videos sometimes, and like basically just like doom scrolling on Google Maps, or just doing the same old shit. Like I don't want to get too much into it because a lot of it is just like absurd nothingness. Like it's just nothingness. But that familiar sadness at least is familiar. Okay, there's no one to disappoint. There's no hard work. There's no unfamiliarity, and there's no hard work. There's no new kind of exhaustion. All of those things. And yeah, like that's what I end up doing, and that's what I end up. That's why I avoid those things. So yeah, like it's terrible, it's awful, but these fears get to me, and I feel like that played a very major role in my this week going very mediocre, below average, I would say. I was able to do the basics, but I wasn't able to make time for anything new, and I think that sucks. That sucks big time. But I don't want to end this video on a bad note. Oh, also one more thing that I want to detail: how this process usually works in my head. Maybe you can relate to it. Is first of all, there's a primal fear. There is a fear of the unknown. There is a fear of all these things that I said, which is somewhere inside you, in your heart, in your head, or whatever. That primal fear manifests itself as like a tangible thought, or it can be an inner demon also. Go watch my week one video; it's pretty interesting. But it can like sort of present itself as an inner demon. It can stop you from doing those things. And then what happens is you end up sticking to your familiar sadness, because familiar sadness is preferable over unfamiliar excitedness any given day, even though it shouldn't be, even though it sounds wrong, but somehow it is. And yeah, the way around it, now I'm getting to the end of this video, is having some sort of daily affirmations. And not just any random affirmations, not affirmations you pulled off Instagram or Pinterest or something. Affirmations which you have sat down with, which you've meditated. So I have journaled a lot. I know what like affirmations I feel really connected with. I know what I don't. I have like broken those affirmations down extensively and like wrote how I feel about them. And I have found, even though it wasn't able, like that, like the positive effect of those affirmations wasn't able to materialize this week, but what I have found is having these daily affirmations is good. It helps you break out of that. It tells you it's okay, it's fine, everyone's scared. Being scared of the unknown, of the unfamiliar, is the most human thing that you can do. It's okay. And unfamiliar excitement is better than familiar sadness any day of the week. So yeah, affirmations do help. I am gonna do that a lot more. I think I am gonna meditate with these meditations every single day from now on to see if it has an effect. And now, finally, let me tell you some affirmations that I have been saying. Now, okay, spoiler, not spoiler alert, but just wow, the lights went out again, but I'm not gonna stop recording. Let me tell you a little joke till then, till the light comes back. Should I tell a Santa Banta joke? I don't know. My God, please come back. Please, please, please come back. Please, please. Oh my God, please. Come on. This is really. Come on, man. Just, I don't want to hit stop in this. Just come back. Come on. You can do it. You can do it. You know, little story. When we used to live in Mahanagar, when the lights used to go out in the night, I used to throw such a huge fit in the night that my dad had to go to the local transformer station in the dead of the night at 4 in the like night or morning and ask the transformer guy there or like the electric guy there, he कब तक आएगी भाई, मेरा बच्चा सर खा रहा है मेरा. And mom used to like just like ऐसे ऐसे पंखा मेरे पे like चलाती थी. It was good times. But yeah, coming back to affirmations, this is a little in the cuckoo zone, okay? So Julia auntie is an old white woman, okay? She has a certain way of seeing these things, talking about these things in ways in which brown creatives like me necessarily won't feel connected with. Wow, I really said brown creatives, huh? But it's good. You can take the basic frameworks of those things and apply it to your sensibilities, to your context, and it works. I have ignored the stuff which hasn't worked for me, but let me tell you some of the stuff which I actually resonated with. So there's this one affirmation. I'll read it out to you. Tell me what you feel about it. I am a creation of the universe, and in turn, I creative making what? What the fuck have I read? I am a creation of the universe, and in turn, I will be creative by making creations of my own. That's what I have written. I missed a will. But yeah, if you think about it, you are a material of, you're made from stardust. That's just a fact. Carl Sagan has said that. You are made of stardust. You are made of stuff which comes from the stars. And yeah, you are out there in the cosmos. And you're a creation of the universe. You're a child of the universe as much as you're a child of your actual biological parents. But the way for you to honor the universe which has birthed you into existence, or the stuff which you're made of, is by making things of your own, by being creative and making creations of your own. Because the universe creates you and you create something. Okay, it doesn't have to be an offspring. It can be something creative also. That's also creation, right? That's what being a creative entails. You create things. So something that again, a little in the cuckoo zone, but it's something which I sort of resonated with after a lot of resistance. I was like, what the fuck is this? But then I was like, good. I am now engaging in the deeply spiritual and divine act of creating things that are special, worthwhile, and personal. Yes, the act of creating things, being creative, I see it now as a deeply spiritual act. Yeah, because of the reason that I stated just before this affirmation. Like you are doing something, you are honoring the universe back by creating something, by being creative. And you're creating something new into existence. You're putting it out in the world, and if it's special, if it's worthwhile, if you're doing it intentionally, it is a very divine act. It's really good. And my creative yearnings and dreams come from a divine source. As I move towards my dreams, I move towards my divinity. Yeah. I mean, so Julia Auntie said this in a different way. I sort of rewrote this on my own way, which made sense to me. But it's pretty good. I do think I like it. Now, another formation is I have the ability to zoom out and see the larger picture. What happens sometimes is when you're, obviously, this is very biological human nature, but sometimes when you're in a panicky mode, when you're unable to get things done, when you're in a panic mode, you enter a tunnel vision mode, okay? Like you only see very one specific thing and you try to focus on it. And not always that thing that you're focusing on is right. This affirmation is supposed to remind me that, hey, I can take a pause, I can zoom out and see the larger picture, even when things are not so nice. Because I feel like obviously, like I was doing a creative project sometime last week, and I entered a tunnel vision zone where I wasn't able to do good work because I was seeing from a very particular way. And that didn't make me feel very nice. And I figured, yeah, this is something that I need to remind myself every day that I can zoom out. I have the ability to zoom out. Okay. Then just 2 or 3 more and then I'll end this video. The present is the only truth. Simple as that. Present is the only truth. The past has happened. You don't know how the future is going to happen. Present, right here, right now, is the only truth. This, you know present for certain. You know right now for certain. The past, it happened. There's nothing you can do to change it. I know it sounds very basic, but try thinking about this. The past has happened, okay? It's happened. The future is gonna happen, but there's no certainty about the future, how it's gonna happen, what's gonna happen. Present, right now, the moment you're living in, the space, that is the only truth. That all that you need to do is be in the present. And I feel like I will remind myself this every single day that, hey, be in the present. Stop thinking about the past. Stop planning for the future. I mean, plan, don't just go haywire, but present is the only truth. And obviously, I choose unfamiliar excitement over familiar sadness. Yes, I will. And just one last one. Okay, I have taken this from Dune a little. This was not said by Julia Auntie. But I will permit my fears to pass over me and through me. And when it has gone, only I will remain. It's that mind killer line that Paul Atreides' mom tells him when he's like, really panicking. That I must not fear. Fear is the mind killer. Fear is the something. Like fear is the death, the little death that brings obliteration. Just a little more. Wow. Okay. Come on. Just like let me end this video, man. Come on. Just let me end this video. Yeah. So, anyways, yeah. I'm not scared of the dark, but yes, I will let my fears pass over me. Wow. Did this video just stop? Yeah. Okay. I will let my fears pass over me, and it's okay. I will not try to fight those fears. I will. Is this video on? This video is on, right? Yeah, okay. Yeah. And that was my week 2 with The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. I really hope my next week is a lot better than this one. I hope I'm able to do more things, and I'm just waiting for the light to come back so I can properly say bye to you guys. Tell me what you guys did when the lights went out when you were kids. Wow, I would love to know that. Also, this video ended up being 24 minutes long. I really need to figure out a way to make them shorter, but yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you at the end of week 3. Hope you have a lovely, lovely weekend. Bye-bye.